Hello ladies and gentlemen, Grim here and welcome to another video. And we haven't taken a look at some fights from the main account in a while, but we're not because we're coming in force. In this video we're going to have some sub-boss fights and we're going to take on Heroic Tree, Shazam, Supergirl and Blue Beetle plus the rewards all in one video. And starting off with this one, boy oh boy, am I using the Bat Ninja team without Beta Club. What happened here? So look, this dude was gonna die regardless, so I went ahead and used the Jokerized Batarang instead of the Beta Club here on the boss Black Lightning. And Jokerized Batarang, even though they are currently bugged and they can't go above the 4 fast attack hits cap that every single character seems to have, when that gets fixed and like Batman Ninja Catwoman gets with 1 max level, I think, I'm not sure if it gives 4 or 3, it might be 3, but even with a total of 5 fast attack hits, it's gonna be crazy amounts of damage, and I think it's gonna easily rival the Beta Club damage for this team. Same with the Dark Metal cards. Currently the Beta Club is just level 8 and the other things are level 4 and 5, so that's why I'm not using that instead of the Beta Club. But boy, this actually delivers some pretty thick ass damage. So yeah, that's it for boss Black Lightning. We're going to move now to boss Shazam. So this dude has got some defense, I'm not 100% sure, but I think he also has armor pierce resistance, so you can't bypass his armor with the use of armor pierce. And I do have that on Harley Quinn, don't get me wrong, but we can reduce it with Sword of Sin, and again I don't think that was even required here because we're just gonna brute force our way through this man's health. We're using the good old League of Anarchy Raven team. A little bit of a mess up with Raven at the start, but it's fine. It's not gonna backfire too much. Harley back in there, and look, even without the stun we would have been able to destroy this dude. But yeah, there we go, 1 combo and that's it for Shazam. Like, Dark Metal cards on Harley are something, but Dark Metal cards on Harley with a Raven there, that is something else, my dudes. And those are the rewards for boss Shazam, and yet again it's a scenario where if I was a new player, if I did not have Power Girl, I would have been happy, but I'm not happy, that's useless to me. And Amulet of Tech, like, my dude, I have no need for that. But yeah, moving on here. So with this dude, it's a little bit of an interesting situation, by the way. Sadly, no audio on this fight because I was dumb while recording it. But this dude, in theory, has a chance to stun you. And in my guide against this dude, a lot of people said that there is no way that this dude can stun you. I mean, he stuns you, but rarely. So I guess I got crazy unlucky here because look, Harley's got an 80, I think it was 80% chance to reflect stuns when they would be applied. And this dude allegedly does not have a chance to stun you every single tagging, or it's a lower chance. Some people are speculating somewhere in the ballpark of a 40% chance to 30% chance, and when that triggers, we got a further 80% chance to negate that. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so far so good. Everything working out perfectly. And to be fair, if he was to stun me and I was to reflect the stun, you'd be able to tell by his stun duration getting refreshed over there. When Harley gets tagged in, and she can't resist stuns, she has no... There we go, that's a stun. That's a stun over there. We get stunned, even though he has a far lower chance than every single tagging stun, and also we have a chance to reflect the stun. So that was interesting. I wonder what are the chances for that to happen. And yet again, if we're gonna reflect the stun, he's gonna get a refresh from his stun duration because we're reflecting it. We're putting it back on him. And so far, another stun on this tag in. Neither reflected or hits. By the way, we have the level 5 Dark Metal cards. On Harley, we have the level 4 Jokerized Batarang on Arkham Knight Batman, and we have the level 3 Hand of Zatanna on EPI for the passive stats. Arkham Knight Batman back in. Another stun in there. Harley gets back in there. All good, all going fine, all going well. We're dealing a decent amount of damage. It looks like we're going to kill this dude. Not saying that we won't, but still. He Harley back in there. Again, his stun duration did not get refreshed, so we did not even reflect the stun, so that dude literally did not stun us. Or maybe the stun reflect doesn't work on him, or something like that. I don't know, man. But yeah, Arkham Knight Batman back in. Another stun in there, reapplying the poison effect. Harley tagged back in there. And again, the stun reflect just might straight up not work on this dude. But boy, It is crazy unlucky if the stun reflect actually stuns him when that happens, and the only 2 times in this fight that he actually was going to stun my Harley, I actually got stunned. What would be the chance of that happening, boy? Oh boy. But as usual, I'm lucky with the wrong things in life. I'm lucky with the unlucky things in life. But yeah, there we go. Next fight is gonna be Soul Stare Dr. Fate. It's gonna disable our special 2 and prolong our tagging cooldown, but with this team I don't really care. We're going to stack up with Brainiac. We're going to inflict some burning effect on him. Gonna try to gap close here. Another special 1. And it's not chaos tagging, we can tag whenever we want, it's just longer duration. So I'm going to mainly tag in for some power generation when I do. And I think I should have tagged a little bit more often for power generation now looking back on this fight. Because already after like 2 special ones ago, I'm like, why didn't I tag out? Now I'm letting Classic Norman get here on purpose because we're gonna use Batman Who Laughs with Beta Club, so that's gonna obviously need a character to die for the game, not to tell me that I get unusual gameplay because I dealt too much damage. So look, I don't think I ever got into explaining this, so people who already know what this is relatable to them, but people who don't have no clue what I'm talking about. Unusual gameplay is a system that is put in the game in order to prevent people from using God mode, which is a mode that allows them to kill every single fight with a shit character, not die. So the unusual gameplay thing is made in a way that if you deal crazy amounts of damage in a very short period of time, you're going to not get your damage registered to try and counter that. But every single person using God mode is gonna, I think, I don't even know if you got the options, but since they are able to kill a character, I think they got the option to trigger invulnerability off or something like that. So they do have an option to let one of their characters die, and every single time they use that, they let one of their character dies. So that thing that is put over there in order to counter hacking is useless against hackers because they know for a fact that's gonna happen to them every single fight, and they counteract that on purpose every single time. But for the people who are not hacking and they randomly get that, they're like, bro, what's wrong with that? So in fights where you're going to deal crazy amounts of dot damage, you need to let one of your characters die or you might get unusual gameplay, so that's why we let her die. Now we're going to fight Boss Supergirl here, and the strategy that we're going to take on here is going to be to just power through her defense. I think I should have used Sword of Sin on Arkham Knight Ben looking back on it, because I think I have the Joker as Batarang and Sand of Zatanna on EPI. Not sure, we'll see as soon as I do a special too. But Boss Supergirl, since she has access to her passive, even though I don't think it says Fortified in her passive, which is the way of the game telling you that the enemy's got high defense, she's gonna by default have high defense because of her passive as a character, because if she has access to like the first part of her passive that gives her damage reduction while she's below 40% health or 50% health, I imagine she also has access to the part where she has defense, so Sword of Sin would have been a far better choice on Arkham Knight Batman to reduce that defense maybe. Though the damage numbers are fine, but keep in mind we do have Armor Pierce on basic attacks of Harley. But Sigvald, if you have Armor Pierce on basic attacks of Harley, what is the use of reducing defense anyway? Armor Pierce on basic attack hits only apply on normal hits, they do not apply on swipes. So for swipes, that's not gonna be a thing. And there we go, she triggered her damage reduction, and every single bit of damage is gonna be heavily reduced from now on. And as far as I remember, it's a 40 or a 50% damage reduction, but boy, maybe that scales in a very weird way with the couple of things that are going on, which is the damage to stun targets and the crit damage from Dark Mail cards, so I don't know how that works or scales in this particular scenario, but it's not scaling well, because we went from dealing 2 mil dot values to dealing 500k dot values, and I'm like, that's 24% of what I was doing previously, that's not like half of it. So yeah, a little bit of a weird scenario over here, but it's gonna be fine, we're gonna be able to power through it. And the poison on the Joker as Batarang is gonna work on the characters that are not wearing it, so we apply the poison here, and Harley's gonna do some additional damage on her basic attack hits, I think. Actually, looking back on it, I'm not even sure it works anymore, but I think I did test it at some point and it worked. But regardless of if it works or not, it's irrelevant because it's gonna be separate amounts of damage that can't trigger dots. It's mostly gonna be there for the passive stage, let's just say that. And this is gonna be a little bit of a close one, but it's gonna hopefully be enough to kill her. Arcana done back in there, into another special 2. Also, some of you were like, why did you get your EPI to 7 stars, what's the use of that? And I'm like, nothing, not much, not really. I just ran out of characters to get 7 stars, and I was like, EPI, let's go, some more health, she might tank some supernova and she might survive because she's got that. But yeah, mainly I'm at the point where I'm hoarding my promotion orbs, because there's no useful characters to star up, and I could star up like the Enraged Bane to 7 stars, but that would be a waste of credits in the first place, so I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, that is boss Supergirl down. Now moving on to the next fight, we're going to, actually before that, rewards. There we go, lads, and use this artifact in the most rare gold character in the game. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Captain Cold. Gold Captain Cold, also don't worry about him because he's absolute garbage. He's currently the most rare gold character in the game because he's not in any store and he doesn't have any dedicated chests, so the only way to get shards for him is through the guaranteed gold character gold shard chests, various guaranteed gold shard chests. You get them in legendary chests, you get them in League of Anarchy chests, but other than that he's nowhere to be found. And it's fine because he's kind of garbage, but yeah. With boss Supergirl, you might have noticed that she's missing a little bit of health. And you might be like, Sigel, what happened here? Why are you not putting the previous fight in the video? Well, I used Batman team, okay? And she's got a little bit of a passive that gives her lethal resistance, and it seems that what they understand through lethal resistance is that, bro, lethal is not gonna be a thing here, my dudes. So yeah, the Ninja team really did suck ass over here. And also, a lot of you were like, why are not you using the Silver Green Lantern to get guaranteed combo interruptions? And because I can combo interrupt, but yeah, this was admittedly a fight where it's kind of rough to combo interrupt, and if you fail to do that once, it's gonna be very punishing because it's Supergirl AI. So I was like, okay, let's use the good old Silver Green Arrow to get us the health shield. And if you didn't know that previously, the health shield on the Green Arrow is gonna be based on your total health, so Black Manta is gonna do well because he's got the passive that increases that. By the way, it does not work on dot damage, it seems. And while that is active, any hit that apparently is not dot damage is not gonna stagger you when you get hit. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty effective if you can't combo interrupt with Black Manta, but I highly suggest you do learn how to combo interrupt. But in fights like this, okay, understandable, have a nice day, my dude. You can definitely use my boy Green Arrow over here. Okay, that's about it for the Supergirl fights. Took one fight too many to take her down, but she's finally down. By the way, I think she's the thickest character in Justice Mobile, thicker than Power Girl. Let me know in the comments if you do agree.
I'm almost embarrassed for you.
Okay, so now we're gonna fight boss Cyborg here. We can't combo interrupt this dude, so a thing that I noticed with Cyborg characters is that depending on which Cyborg it is, they are gonna be easier or harder to combo interrupt, because like this dude is gonna be manageable because he's not hitting that fast, but the Justice Cyborg, which is, as far as I remember, the newest Cyborg character added into the game, is gonna have his AI tuned a little bit faster than the other dudes, to the point where he hits far faster and is kind of far more harder, bro. English 101, it's kind of harder to combo interrupt that dude after one hit than this dude. And I've noticed that with Flash characters, like, there's Speed Force Flash bosses, and again, if you do it correctly, you can combo interrupt that dude after one hit. But boy, do try that against a reverse Flash boss and you're not gonna have a good time. And I even failed combo interruption there, and he proceeds to lock me into a stun here. Thankfully, he did not have enough energy to continue because we would have been here for quite some time. I remember the good old days of, I think it was in Rise of Krypton against Boss Nightwing, where I was like, yeah bro, combo interruptible, easy fight. I proceed to fail combo interruption somewhere in the middle of the fight, and because of his chance to stun on every basic attack hit and on specials, proceeds to stun lock my entire team to death. Good times, good times. But yeah, combo interrupting here again. Combo interrupting again into another special. Actually, no specials, he's dead, he's dead. Now we're gonna move on to boss Blue Beetle here in a second. And boy, again, I know I'm kind of setting a trend about complaining about what people complain, but look, Look, people are like, the passive of Blue Beetle is annoying because it does not allow you to build combo. Well, yeah, it's a mechanic that is not even that rough on you. You're not gonna build combos, okay, my dudes. You can cry about it a bit, but I love this mechanic of Blue Beetle. I love it. Scenario gives you a little bit of dot, not too much dot inflicted on you, and it doesn't allow you to build combos, so you need to be careful. If you're using teams that are reliant on building combo, you need to avoid it, and I really like it, because the alternative of having a mechanic like this would be to have a boss like Starfire in Rise of Krypton, where she's pretty much immune to everything, and trust me, you'd far rather have this dealing a little bit of dot in there, having a little bit of an annoyance factor because of no combo building. Trust me, I'd rather take this. I'd rather not be able to build any combo in this fight and have a Starfire boss that's immune to everything, or Raven boss. So I love Blue Beetle's mechanic. We're gonna use Raven here with Dr. Fate and Camouflage Suckman to dispatch of this dude real quick. And we need to let the character die, and this time I usually remove the gears on Dr. Fate. This time I kind of forgot to do that, so we'll have to let, I think we'll let King die. He's by far the least tanky character in this team. So yeah, he's gonna die here. At the very least he's gonna get 1 HP because of the Beta Club dots. The dot damage can't kill. So he's gonna stay alive for a bit. And there you go, my dude. Go to town, spam your power drain. Not power drain, power hazard thing. The green scarab, whatever. And yeah, he's literally sitting on 1 health. There we go, use the special one. I haven't seen the Blue Beetle special one in a while. And it looks kinda cool, not gonna lie. Blue Beetle is looking kinda cool. Too bad he's kind of a trash character. But yeah, there we go, Silver Dr. Fate finishing the job with a special one. There we go, guys, Silver Dr. Fate, 700 mil damage one shot. And yeah, again, classic Batman wouldn't be too terrible if you didn't have him, but nah, bro. And look, I got this idea, and it will most likely make it in the thumbnail from Night Fury. So I'm gonna put here a link to his channel in the description in the pinned comment, so go check him out. So yeah, he was like, let me use Batman Collapse and Brainiac against Boss Atrocitus. We're not even gonna use Dark Metal Artifacts because you don't need to here because of how Batman Collapse works. We're gonna use Brainiac to stack lethal and constantly power drain this dude so he can't use specials and be annoying. And we're gonna use Batman Collapse to one-shot the crap out of him. And there's 2 problems with this. My Battle Collapse might actually die before we're able to do this, which might be a little bit of a problem, like you might imagine in this situation. And at the same time, there is the problem of Chaos Stagnance, because as I said, when you deal crazy amounts of dot damage, you want to let the character die. We can't let the character die out of these 2 before he is at 1 HP, because we need to apply our dot damage. And if we let Brainiac die, then it's gonna be no more lethal attack damage, because if he dies, his passive is gone. And we can't really let Batman Collapse die, because then who's gonna deal damage? And I could have let him die after I applied the dot, but he got tagged out. So yeah, we'll get into this. So yeah, Batman Collapse in there. And we're in Darkest Night 4, 1, 2, 3, so we're just on 6 lethal attack stacks. So hopefully this is gonna be enough. I backed off here a bit, though I don't think he would have killed me in the time that... he would have killed me. Should have let him kill Batman Collapse. And that here, at this point I'm like, please, can you kill Brainiac before he gets tagged out so we don't get any unusual gameplay bullshit? That would be great. Oh, Brainiac actually died! Yeah, my bad. But yeah, this was for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the video. Dislike and maybe hit that bell button. Check out Night Fury, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.
This is the future.